Welcome back into the Pioneer postgame report as Tusculum victorious in the round 2 as the Pioneers got a first round bye. The quarterfinals of the Pilot Flying J South Atlantic Conference Tournament. The final score, Tusculum 59, Newberry 43. Now joined by Pioneer head coach Meagan Price. And, Coach, we talked a little bit about Jayla Arnwine and her importance to this basketball game. In your 3 losses, she has scored in single digits. And when she had 10 points in the first half, so this is going to be a pretty good outcome for the Pioneers.
Yeah.
Great game for her, but it just shows how important Jayla Arnwine is for this basketball team.
She is, and the one thing that I was proud of, I felt like she really listened to me because it's like, okay, if the threes aren't falling early, let's get to the rack. And she did such a nice job, like playing that inside-outside game, because if it is hit or miss with her, or if she makes a couple, then great, keep going to it. But if not, let's get you downhill to the rack. And she was phenomenal for us tonight.
This basketball team had success in the first half driving to the basket.
Yeah.
Newberry was not stopping the basketball. They weren't cutting off the lane, and Tusculum was getting easy layups. And we started falling in love with the 3 in the third quarter and let Newberry get back into the game.
Yeah.
4 of 21 from 3, and that lull there in the third quarter, we kind of got away from what we were being successful at in the first half.
Well, and I think it's big because I was telling the girls, like, everybody knows that we make more threes than anyone else in the conference, so they're going to guard that. So we've got to add that shot fake and that jab step and get into the rack and not worrying so much about it. And then if they do sag in the post, great, then shoot it. But we got to be able to make those reads on those closeouts, which we've been talking about. So I thought we did a great job tonight. And then I felt like in the third quarter, it's what you said, we went on that little lull or whatever, and we were shooting too many threes. But at the end of the day, I just kept telling them when we got to the third quarter media, I was like, we have to get downhill and put some pressure on the refs too.
This is a basketball team that turned the basketball over a little bit there in the third quarter as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to give Talia Roberts credit. She was stepping into the passing lanes, and Newberry was able to get in transition, and then a 4-point play over in the corner suddenly cuts the lead to 6 after you'd pushed a 12-point lead. And it was that tipping point. Tusculum was ready to put this game away, and one big play, Newberry gets the momentum, and you kind of had to rally back.
Yeah, and I was proud of our kids because I think maybe beforehand we've learned from our losses a lot. Even going back to UVA-wise, obviously we played from behind, but we've talked a lot now about playing from behind in our emotions. So that's like a big thing for us is making sure that we can handle our emotions down a stretch like that and say, okay, they're going to go on, everybody's going to go and run this tournament time. It's March Madness. But you have to be able to withstand them defensively.
There's a lot going on right behind you.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Tusculum with the win. Maddie Sutton steps up at the free throw line, and it kind of became comical at the end because she was 2 points away from continuing her double-double streak, and she winds up 12 of 12 from the free throw line. And you think about it, if she doesn't make those free throws, Newberry gets into the basketball game.
Yeah.
And so it's a fine point, but you got to look back on it. She goes 12 of 12 from the free throw line, and you wind up winning by 16. If she doesn't make her free throws, Newberry stays in the game.
Yeah, and it's big because I thought they fouled a little early because they were still within 7 or 8. And there was still like a minute 30 to go. So if you can get a quick shot, and then you cut it again and then you can advance it, that's where I was confused as to why they were fouling early. But we'll take it.
Maddie Sutton also defensively, 4 charges drawn in this game. And
that was our goal, too. I said she had them all.
Well, and you have Erica Wisely underneath at 6'2", and when you're able to take those charges, get her in foul trouble, it takes away a size advantage for Newberry on the inside, and something Tusculum has struggled with at times. And we could take her out of the game. It really gave you some advantages.
We go back to, like, at the beginning of the year, looking at Maddie's post D to now, and how she takes in the scout and she does everything that's needed. Like if they have a counter move, she's like looking at that stuff. So we make sure that we know, I know my assistants are sending her video so that we can make sure that we play to the strengths and weaknesses of the post. So if we have any trouble, she can always slide over. But our goal for our team was 4 charges, so we got it.
Coach, this is a tournament that's really unlike any other.
Yeah.
Usually you would turn right around and play tomorrow night. We would be at a neutral site right now. But now you get to go back to the office. You get to watch the Catawba Limestone game.
Yeah.
You've got a day to prepare, and you're back here on your home floor. There's a lot of advantages for your team because you got the high seed in a tournament that's different than what it normally is.
Right, and there's a lot to us. Like, it helps us so much being at home, because it goes back to, like, I didn't think we shot it well tonight. And it's what you said in the pregame, like, we got to score in transition. Those threes are going to come more in transition than they are our sets at this point. And so I just thought, like, staying poised in a tournament time like this, we're at home, we've got the fans, it's awesome environment. I'd take this over Furman any day.
And you know now that you'll be home the rest of this tournament as Carson Newman falls at the hands of LMU tonight. So you're now the highest seed in the tournament.
Yeah.
If you keep winning, you can play for a championship on your home floor.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be big for us. You know, how cool would it be for that to happen? And it's going to go back because I know the girls will be excited, but it'll have to be one game at a time, not overlooking anything, but just staying focused on the scout of who we've got next, and then hopefully we do it back-to-back.
Coach, it's been an exciting season in your first season so far.
Yeah.
Head coach Meagan Price, her comments is her team victorious over Newberry. Again, your final score, Tusculum 59, Newberry 43. This is the Pilot Flying J Athletic Conference Tournament on the Pioneer Sports Network.